Hello guys and welcome to Odds Copa America. We are now in the fifth match day, or the last one in the group stage. So Leo, we just finished actually the fourth match day. Let's analyze this fifth match day. How are you?
How are you? All good.
Great, and remember guys, leave a comment below in the comment section. You will have the chance to win a £10 free bet with Novibet, or and ask any question to Leo about this Copa America. And also, if you enjoy our videos, do not forget, click on the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click on the bell to get all the notifications. So actually, we just saw the last games of Group A just a few hours ago, with a surprising result, I would say, of Paraguay beating Chile. But Leo, let's go and analyze first Group B, because they are playing on Sunday. They are playing before. And we have Brazil, Ecuador. Brazil topping the group, is the only team that they've won every single game. But the last one was with a great controversy. And for the first time, we saw Brazil struggling. Colombia took the lead. Brazil didn't have chances. And we have to wait until the second half to see that goal scored by Firmino. Very, very controversial, because the ball touched the referee, and then there was another game, and the Colombian players were not happy at all. And in the last minute, Casemiro scored a header to give Brazil the third victory, 9 points for them. And now they face Ecuador. They just beat them actually 1 month ago in the road to Qatar. And Ecuador, they drew with Peru despite leading for 2-0 at halftime. They only have 2 points. Leo, and Ecuador, well, they are qualified. It depends on Venezuela, actually. Ecuador and Venezuela fight to stay still in this Copa America, but Ecuador, I guess they don't have many chances with this Brazil.
Absolutely. Even though Alfaro at the end of the match, he was saying in the press conference that he did not understand why the Ecuadorian pundits were all saying that they are out of the Copa America. When the last time they played Brazil, said Alfaro, it took the Verde Amarela 70 minutes to open the score against them. The reality, is true that Ecuador could still make it to the quarterfinals even with a defeat. Which is the likely outcome in the game against Brazil. And that is because they are on top of Venezuela because of a better goal difference. But in that case, they will depend on what's happened between Venezuela and Peru. So it's absolutely not an easy situation for Ecuador to be in. I completely understand as well the frustration of Alfaro after the game, after the match, because he said, and that is true, that his team paid a high price for their own distractions and mistake in defense, because it took only 10 minutes for Peru to equalize after a good first half for Ecuador, when they went to 2-0 up. So I could absolutely understand the frustration coming from Alfaro, also because in the first goal of Peru, Cueva dribbles the ball very well in front of the Ecuador area, but the reality is that Christian Cueva, the number 10 of Peru, he was surrounded by 4 defenders and still managed to pass to Lapadula, who scored then his first goal in this Copa America. And for the second one, 7 minutes after, the play begins in the Peruvian field. Ecuador having possession of the ball, Ecuador being in attack. They lost possession, and in 3 passes, Peru managed to leave Carrillo in front of the goalkeeper Galíndez, who made his debut with the national team. So yes, an absolutely awful night in the end for Ecuador, because if they were taking the 3 points, we were going to be talking about something completely different going into the last game against Brazil. But the positive, always, I guess, they will be taking the positive, at least in this for the 3, is that on the first 45 minutes, they started the game very much, mostly the first 20 minutes actually, dominating possession and pressing very well, although without a real danger in front of the goal. Only a mid-distance free kick required a response from Pedro Galese, the Peruvian goalkeeper, and that was the best beat for the 3 in those initial exchanges. But then in the 23rd minute, came the Renato Tapia own goal, and then before halftime, the second by Caicedo. So then what I just told you, Peru equalizing in only 10 minutes and leaving Ecuador only with a draw and 2 points in the Group B of Copa America, and needing a miracle going into the last game against Brazil. Brazil, who encountered what we talked in the last show, Edu, a fight from Colombia, who, but in the end, yes, they managed only to win it on added time, and not without controversy, as you just said, because of Bobby Firmino's equalizer that came after a pass from Casemiro that bounced on the Argentinian referee Nestor Pitana, who for a split second he seemed that he was going to blow his whistle. Actually, he took his whistle to his mouth, but then allowed the play to continue because the ball was still in Brazilian possession. So the situation quickly confused some Colombian players and ended up with the ball past David Ospina. If we focus on the law of the game, Pitana's decision was right. The bounce on him did not start the goal scoring opportunity, but it is difficult not to feel that was harsh on a Colombian side that played a good game, also scoring a beauty
Wow.
with Luis Diaz, an absolutely beauty of this Copa America. But another game that shows all the resources that Tite has. The rival is closing down the spaces. We cannot penetrate and we are not having great individual performances. No problem at all. We can also hurt you with the set piece. And that's what happened. In added time, Casemiro, after a set piece by Neymar, scored the second one, and the 3 points stayed with the Tite's team. So going into this final fixture of Group B against Ecuador, I will focus on an Asian handicap of -1 for Brazil, with the market at 1.93, and also halftime, full-time market. A draw after 45 minutes, but Brazil winning the game after the final whistle has odds a little higher of 2.4.
This is what we saw actually in the World Cup qualifiers, a draw in halftime, and then Brazil won that game 2-0. Richarlison and Neymar scoring. We have also to win for Brazil. Odds are 2.25, something that is happening very often, in this Copa America and in general. Actually, Aggressive is telling us why Ospina is not saving that one. Leo, probably that's why Ospina was very angry with the referee, because of his own mistake.
Absolutely. Not just because he felt that Pitana was wrong in his decision, but somehow he needed to cover his mistake. I agree with him. It was, I wouldn't say, an easy ball, but something that Ospina could have controlled without much of a problem after the header from Firmino.
And then the other game of this group is Venezuela-Peru. Yes. And if we take a look at the standings of this Group B, a draw puts Peru in second place, so they will avoid Brazil until the final, and they will have an easier game in the last in the quarterfinals, although we don't know yet because the other group is very complicated. And Venezuela would qualify as well, which it would be a success if Ecuador, of course, lose against Brazil. So we check the odds, Leo, and they are very high for everything. Actually, Venezuela to win 3.62. The draw 3.1, Peru 2.5. Probably, in my opinion, the draw can be very likely here. But the thing is that Peru, they have 2 points, and in my opinion, they've been so lucky to get those points because they didn't deserve to draw against Ecuador. Hernandez scored in the 90 minutes after Ecuador having so many chances, and against Colombia was a goalless draw, and I cannot believe still how Colombia didn't score 3-4 goals in that game. Before, of course, they lost to Brazil. This is something that can happen. Whereas Peru, Leo, 4 points. La Padula and Carrillo score, as you said, against Ecuador. We expected actually them to beat Ecuador again, but they are showing good character, I would say. They are improving in this Copa America again. Remember that they were able to beat Colombia, for instance. So I can understand that also we can go for Peru, actually, and our mindset, or the logic tells us that Peru should beat Venezuela.
Actually, yes, the chance for Peru to finish behind Brazil is very clear if they get the 3 points. The only way, Edu, that they won't make it to the knockout stages is they lose and Ecuador wins. But again, it's something, as we were talking before, with Brazil, Ecuador, something very, very unlikely. In Peru nowadays, by the time we are talking, people are loving Gianluca Lapadula, the Benevento striker, Edu. Lapadula was born in Italy and grew up having Roberto Baggio as his idol, no Norberto Solano. The connection with the South American countries is his mom, who is Peruvian. Lapadula is actually still learning Spanish. Against Ecuador, he celebrated his first goal with Peru, but his presence is becoming very important for Gareca, not only because he emerges as a very interesting forward option with the absence of Paulo Guerrero or Jefferson Farfan, but also because of his link-up play. He's not an static number 9. He already has 3 assists to his name, 2 of them in this Copa America. And then when we look at Venezuela, yesterday I was reading about something. You will maybe gonna look at me like saying, "What is this guy saying?" But I don't know if you ever heard of the Battle of Carabobo. The Battle of Carabobo is an iconic battle in Venezuelan independent history, led by Simón Bolívar. And yesterday, the 24th of June, was the 200th anniversary of that Battle of Carabobo. Well, on Sunday against Peru, some fans will rapidly add the Battle of Brasilia to the country's history if they manage to get the result that puts them on the quarterfinal. If Jose Peseiro's win, they will not only qualify, but they will do it in second place. If the match finishes in a draw, they will land on the quarterfinal if Brazil defeats Ecuador. Even losing with Peru still leaves them with options, but that will depend on the margin on their defeat, and they will need Brazil to win by 3 or 4. But for a team that with all the trouble they had with players testing positive before their debut, having needing to call 15 new players, still managed to deny Colombia and Ecuador of victories. For this team to be in this position going into the last fixture is something really, really massive. And something that is also massive for Jose Peseiro is that he has seen 8 of his players returning finally to train with the squad in the last 48 hours. One of them is a striker, Joseph Martinez, the Atlanta United player, and another one is Jefferson Soteldo, who was finally liberated by Toronto FC, also from the MLS. Pereiro has repeatedly stated that his team is fighting for Venezuela and that they are dignifying the football of their country. Press and fans are united, Edu, in appreciating Pereiro's work under this context that I just described. Actually, these days I was seeing on social media some in Venezuela even selling shirts with the phrase "Keep calm and let Pereiro work" printed on them. And I mentioned that with the draw, Venezuela will be enough for them to go through. And look at this, Edu. Since Gareca took over as Peru's manager, his team faced Venezuela 5 times. 1 victory, 1 defeat, and 3 draws. Actually, they drew the last 3 times they played. Why is this important? Because if Brazil wins, a draw will serve the purpose of Venezuela and Peru. Moreover, Peru is playing their 4th consecutive game, whereas Venezuela arrives with days of rest and training. That's why, all this said, Edu, I will look for a draw with the market at 2.
Okay, yeah, the draw actually is higher. The draw is 3.1, as we can see.
3.1 now, so yes.
Yeah, so we have good odds. Aggressive is telling us that Farines, the Venezuelan goalkeeper, is really saving a lot. It's crazy, actually, how Venezuela didn't lose against Colombia or Ecuador, but here they are. And as you say, a draw will content both teams, probably, if Brazil beat Ecuador. This is for Group B. Then let's move on to Group A. We have Bolivia, Argentina 7 points. They rested in the last match day, but before they were able to beat Paraguay, Papu Gomez scoring, and the team played way better. They overplayed Paraguay in every single sense. The thing is that, Leo, Argentina is not scoring enough. We see 1-0 against Paraguay, 1-0 against Uruguay, 1-1 against Chile. Actually, no more than 2 goals scored by game in the last 9 games. So it's a team that struggle actually to score. They don't concede a lot as well, but now they face Bolivia, so it's a good opportunity for them to score some goals and arrive to the knockout stages in good shape. Bolivia, 0 points, very poor against Uruguay, very, very poor. They lost 2-0. They are out of the tournament already. So again, here, well, the odds are ridiculously low for Argentina. Would you look here for Asian handicap for Argentina, like a thrashing victory or not really?
No, actually, yes. On my notes, I was looking for an Asian handicap of plus 125 for Bolivia, meaning that if Bolivia even loses for 1 goal, at least you will win half of your bet. Actually, Bolivia was only edu because of Lampe, that Bolivia did not have to pick up the ball from inside their goal more than 1 time last night against Uruguay. Another goalkeeping exhibition in this Copa America, because yes, we had Fariñez for Venezuela having an extraordinary match against Colombia, but what Lampe did was definitely something belonging to that league, even though Uruguay managed to pass him 2 times, although only 1 time because one of the goals was an own goal by Quinteros, the first one for Uruguay. But yes, Bolivia, who is already eliminated, no chances, as we talked in the previous show. Moreno Martins, he was going for sure to at least have 45 minutes. Well, yesterday he played the second half, but he didn't have any goal scoring opportunity. Plus, he looked like physically not in a good shape, of course, after recovering of COVID. But Bolivia will try, I guess, to give Argentina a fight, to say goodbye to this Copa America 2021 in a different manner as they've done so far. Argentina is likely able to introduce more changes that we have seen with Paraguay. It's likely that Nico Gonzalez is now fit to play, so we will see if he's going to have his minutes, or if Scaloni will choose to rest him again and save his place for the quarterfinals. Papu Gomez, I guess, after the game against Paraguay, as you said, he scored, and it was a very nice goal, a very nice move between Messi, Di Maria with the assist, and then Papu Gomez with the chip over the Paraguayan goalkeeper. So I guess he's going to keep also his place. We will see if Lautaro Martinez will return to the starting 11. Agüero play against Paraguay. He had 1 chance, but again, he lacked mobility. Someone who is as well not 100% physically, Kun Agüero. There was a lot of talk of Messi having to rest before Paraguay. In the end, he played the full game. So if there is a game where Messi could rest, I believe it's going to be this one. So let's see what happened with him. What you said before is very true. Argentina cannot score more than 1. It seems only against Colombia on the road to Qatar they managed to score twice, although the game finished in a draw. The script with Argentina lately is always the same. A very good 25, half an hour in the first half when they press, when they go for your neck. Once they get the goal, that's it. They stop pressing high and they go to their own half, trying to then to play on the counter attack. But so far, it's not rewarding Scaloni's team with more goals. This strategy. That's why, as I said before at the beginning of this Bolivia-Argentina preview, I will look for an Asian handicap not too high, of only plus 125 for Bolivia, with the market at 2.
Okay, so this means plus 125 that Bolivia will get a close result. If we are looking for odds around 2, we have to go either for Argentina Asian handicap minus 2. We have odds 2.02, so they have to win for 3 goals for us to win our bet. If they win for 2 goals margin, we get our money back. Or we go for Bolivia Asian handicap plus 2. We have odds 2.04, so that means that Bolivia can draw, can lose for 1 goal, or can win, of course, for us to win our bet. And even if they lose for 2 goals difference, we get our money back. So that depends on you. If you think Argentina will thrash Bolivia, something that is not happening to any rival lately for Argentina, or that the Bolivians can keep it close? Like actually they've been losing in this Copa America, but never for more than 2 goals. Then we have Uruguay, Paraguay, and this is a very tricky one, an interesting one, because on stake is avoiding Brazil, and this is a lot to take in consideration. Paraguay 6 points, Uruguay 4. We just saw how Paraguay was actually good, way better than Chile, and they were able to beat Chile. Zamudio from a corner kick, good header, and then Almiron, after a stupid penalty committed by Arturo Vidal, gave the victory to Chile 2-0, second victory for them after defeating Bolivia, whereas Uruguay, they beat Bolivia 2-0, and it's crazy to see how many chances Uruguay didn't take. That game was supposed to be 5-6-0 without the goalkeeper. Even they throw the ball away. Cavani looked really, really clumsy during the game. So yes, they won, of course. First victory for Tavares' men, but Leo, we cannot understand how players with this quality don't score 5-6 goals against Bolivia. Even the last one without goalkeeper, with the whole goal, and he shoot it away.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, yeah, it's true. They try everything, Uruguay, going forward, but when they seem to start getting frustrated at the end of the first half, what the Celeste strikers couldn't do, in the end, Quinteros, the Bolivian defender, did it for them with an own goal after 39 minutes of play. For the second half, the Charrúas took the game where they left it, and they kept going and going, only to be denied again and again by Lampe. Actually, something very short about Lampe, maybe not too many people know, but he was a professional basketball player at the beginning of his career. So his quick hands are not only because of football, but maybe this anecdote will give you something on a pub quiz one day to whoever is watching the show. But yes, finally, in the 79-minute, Cavani could score his first goal in this Copa America with the assist having the name of Facundo Torres written on it. I believe the Peñarol player again came from the bench and did very well, as he's done against Chile. So he's pressing Tavares to get a place on the starting 11. And Paraguay, Edu, they play a good game against Chile. They improve a lot compared to what was done with Argentina, and they ended up winning with goals from, you said, Brian Zamudio, Miguel Almiron. Also, they got their tickets to the quarterfinals. It remains to define the position in the group, and that we will know after the clash with Uruguay. The truth is that the draw is worth it to be second, and there lies an added value, of course, because you will avoid Brazil until an eventual final. So that's why it's very, very important, this last game, not also for Uruguay, but also for Paraguay. I see that the odds on a draw are quite high, 3.52, but taking into account the problems that Uruguay are having when it comes to score, how yesterday only Cavani managed his first of the Copa America, how Suarez, even though he came at the back of La Liga Triumph with Atletico Madrid, he does not look fit enough, and he's losing many clear opportunities in the last few games. And because they're going to play against a Paraguayan defense who is very strong, who yesterday Berizzo changed the shape. He put 3 defenders and 2 wingers also supporting those 3 at the back, which were Gustavo Gomez, Hector David Martinez, and Junior Alonso, very strong there at the back, Paraguay. And taking into account that the draw is good enough for Berizzo's men, I will go, or I'm thinking, Edu, to look for a draw also on this game.
Okay, then let's go for the draw in this game. With that draw, Uruguay will finish third. At least they will avoid directly Brazil in the quarterfinals. It would be Chile, who would be Brazil rival in the quarterfinals. Then, Leo, we will see what is going on in this last match day. A lot of on stake yet, and we will analyze the quarterfinals next week. Thank you, Leo, and thanks everyone also for watching this Copa America with us. You can still, remember, leave a comment and get a £10 free bet with Novibet, and click the like button if you enjoy our videos, subscribe to our channel, and click on the bell to get notifications. Then, Leo, thanks, and see you next week.
See you next week. Looking forward for that one, Edu.